If you are feeling stuck in business, like you're working your ass off and you're not getting anywhere, or things are just not working out for you, don't burn down your business just yet. First, let's kill the drama goblin in your head. Here's how. Welcome to Hexotica, the digital coven for rebellious creatives building income, independence, and wildly unconventional lives online. I'm your host, marketing mentor, Christine Rice, and this is episode 43. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm so glad that you are here. Today, we're going to be talking about something that might feel quite painful for those of you who have found that you are working so hard in your business, you're trying all the things, you are physically or mentally exhausted, nothing's working, the economy is crashing, things are just, your brain is just constantly stressed out and you are catastrophizing, right? Now, this is a completely normal thing to feel when you're in business, but it's so important that you arm yourself now to fight the drama goblin going off in your head. So what we're going to do here today is to help you get some clarity and perspective to make sure that you have checked all the boxes to see if your business is really in the shit or if it might just be how you're thinking about it. And if it is how you're thinking about it, what to do to help yourself calm down and get some perspective that's going to help you get some clarity and get things back on track. Okay? Because after nearly 2 decades of running online businesses, and 9 years of helping creative business owners untangle their marketing and their offers when I was a social media manager, I helped them face many, many challenges. And I was able to notice that the big difference between those who create a truly self-reliant AF business and those who would end up back in employment was that the highly successful business owners that I worked with anyway were always practicing and learning how to stay focused on only the metrics and the facts that mattered. They learned how to strip away the excess attention, time, and monetary drains. Everything that they chose to pay attention to or put their time or money into, it had to come tied to their longer term vision. They were always testing everything that they did. Was it serving the long-term vision? Or was it detracting from it? And they were able to do all of this because they paid attention to hard data and facts, not to the drama goblin stories and the narratives about what those facts and the data meant. Because so much of what we're feeling is narrative around what is happening. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, how to not make assumptions and worst case scenarios that only exist in your head, and how to tell the difference between a narrative and a truly critical emergency situation. So before you invest in another course, before you rebrand your business, before you convince yourself that the market is the problem, consider that the real obstacle might not be in your business or anything external at all. It might be the drama goblin running around in your head. Now, this is not to say that the numbers and hard data that you're coming across are not real, but that this drama goblin is not going to help you figure out those problems, right? It's not going to help you look at the systems analytically to see what is working, what is not working, what you need to do more of, and what you need to start doing less of immediately. So that's kind of where I'm coming from here, not to say that your problems are not real, but it's all in how you look at that reality that is going to make or break you at this point. So first of all, let's take a step back and understand why you are feeling the way you are feeling now, to get some perspective on this state that you're in. It's so important in business to understand that so much of our discomfort and our fear comes from our need for safety. And I find it so interesting about business that the more you learn about business, and especially about sales, the more you start to understand that safety is the primary goal and ambition of everything in business, not only for yourself, to help you yourself feel safe every day while you're working on your business and face those fears and challenges. But also when you are selling to your customers or your clients, that if you understand that what they are truly looking for when they are looking for a product or service is safety, you're going to be a better salesperson. So in that context, what we're doing when we are catastrophizing in our head is we are searching for safety. And our brain is naturally always in a default mode looking for danger. And it was just how we were biologically conditioned when we were, hunter-gatherers and running around being chased by bears and tigers, right? So understanding that your brain is always going to default to fear because you are looking for safety will help you step back from your problems and see, okay, my brain's just doing its thing. It's looking for safety. How can I provide some safety, whether it's in a system that I can start to use with my marketing or my business or my employees, whatever it may be, or a system to help my body and my mind feel safer right now and feel safer about the future. I find personally, being someone who is a bit neurodivergent and high anxiety, that what I often feel is safe is a feeling of control. So I look for ways when I'm feeling a lot of anxiety about my business or I feel stuck for ways I can get back control. And usually for me, that means a lot of spreadsheets. I externalize my anxiety and my fears into spreadsheets so that I can kind of look at things from a perspective. And I look for ways that I can take back control over the things that I cannot control. So, for example, in business with marketing, we're often very anxious about our marketing not working, right? Well, one thing that we have control over is our consistency. We can control how often we show up. We can't control how those pieces of content are going to land and if they're going to get likes or reactions or comments at all, or if they're even going to work. But we can control making them. So we focus on our output rather than the input. And if you stay focused on that and you ignore the input for the time being, you're going to feel a bit safer. And this is my approach to data and analytics as well in your business. Stay focused on the output. Stay focused on your strategy. Stay focused on your systems. And if they are solid systems, then you're eventually going to get the feedback and the input that you would like. So 2 questions that you can ask yourself when you're feeling stuck in business is, first of all, how am I not feeling safe right now? And secondly, how could I feel safer? How could I make my business feel safer, my business activities? And how could I make my body and my mind feel safer? After you do that, the next thing to look at is the drama that the drama goblin is causing around what is happening in your life. You might find that you feel unsafe because you are in a lot of debt, perhaps. So the drama goblin is going to tell you that you are a failure. You didn't get your business working. You didn't get this thing working. That investment didn't work, or that person that you hired turned out to be awful. And why couldn't you see their personality, beforehand? It's going to start to bully and criticize you. So the second thing that you need to do after you realize that safety is what you are really seeking and what is making you feel bad is to start to separate the facts and the data from the drama. So the drama is going to be everything that you are afraid is true or not true about you. It's going to start to call you a failure. It's going to start to call you names. It's going to start to tell you that this is going to end up with this horrible future, right? This is why the very first episode that I made for the Hexotica podcast was literally on how to get out of feeling like a failure. It's called What to Do When You Feel Like a Failure, a 10-step self-transformation strategy. Because self-coaching and being able to separate what's happening from the drama in your head is so important for both living a good, happy life and for your business. But go back and listen to that if you would like some really detailed strategies on how I self-coach my way through this Drama Goblin business. So now, understanding that you are always seeking safety, here is a slightly uncomfortable question to ask yourself. How many business decisions have you made based on something that never actually happened? Because you may be feeling stuck because you're making decisions based on stories that were never confirmed. If someone didn't buy from you, for example, that is not rejection of you. That is data. If you have low engagement on a post, that's feedback. It's not failure. If a launch flopped, then congratulations, because you're officially doing business like every successful entrepreneur ever. Everyone has many failed launches before they have one that works out. Success is built on a pile of attempts. And yes, a big pile of failures, big enough to eat your fear for breakfast, like so much failure. If you have not internalized, and if you do not live by the motto that success is reached by many, many failures, then you are not ready for business, my friend. You need to internalize and accept right now that failures are a part of the path. They are a necessary part of the path. There is no getting around that fact that you will need to have many, many failures. Your job is not to predict outcomes, okay? Your job is to put the input in. It's to show up, it's to create value, and it's to sell the thing that you believe in. Everything else outside of that is none of your business. Most businesses, they are stagnant not because of marketing problems, okay? Or not because the market is too saturated. They are stagnant because of a lack of clarity in this understanding, this sense. They are stuck in a mindset feedback loop. They are overthinking, hesitating, making bad decisions based on overthinking and fears, losing momentum because of that bad decision, and then overthinking some more because they made a bad decision and now they're not trusting themselves anymore. So when you tell yourself that you need another course or another strategy or another rebrand, or that something's completely wrong in your business, what you really need is to stop negotiating with imaginary scenarios in your head and to start looking at your business factually like a scientist, and to start understanding your body and your mind are constantly this biological mess of like blubbering, anxiety that you need to learn how to calm and self-coach. So you're not stuck because you are a failure or you lack talent or you lack motivation or any of that, right? You are not stuck because of the economy or because of oversaturation or because people can't afford you, okay? You are feeling stuck because you are not able to get outside of your own head to look at solutions, systems, and safety issues and make a strategy around those. And this is why I want to help you by being someone who can help you get out of your own head. So when you're feeling stuck, the first step is look at how it is that you are not feeling safe. If you can give yourself a feeling of safety, maybe through taking back control of different activities or things in your life, and then ask yourself how much of the drama of what you're feeling is actually factual or how much is just narration and stories. It's not actually true in a court of law. And once you do that, if you're feeling stuck still, then the issue might not be your business at all. It might be just a complete lack of alignment. Like it's not really what you truly want in your heart. Maybe your heart's not in it anymore. Maybe it's time to start to do some soul searching to see if this is the business that you really wanted in your heart. And if not, how can you make it that business, or how can you switch or shift? Yeah. Because you can't continue to work on something that is a confusing ball of mess or that isn't in alignment with what you truly want, right? you're going to be feeling like you're going to spin your wheels. You're not going to get anywhere for a long time. You need clarity. Sometimes you cannot get that clarity in your own head. You need help to have that. And that is what a business and marketing mentor can do, like myself. So if you would like my help to see if your marketing or your business is a problem, or if it might be something that is happening in your head, then you can grab my SWAN marketing audit and treasure map service. And I will look at what you're doing online now, and I will find what is working, what isn't working, what is missing, and we'll have a one-on-one consult to go over it together where I can hear your perspective about what is happening. And if I can hear the narration and the stories happening behind it, I'm going to help you get some perspective on how to rethink the way that you're thinking about it in a way that's going to serve you and your big vision. Okay. A lot of people think that they're stuck because it's something to do with the business, marketing, or strategy, right? But in my experience, they're usually stuck because they are believing a story that was never verified. You know, like the market is too saturated, or there's just so many stories that I've heard people say that are completely not true. And there's stories that are also misinformation out there, like email is dead. That is a freaking story. Do not believe anyone who says so-and-so is dead when there's so many other stories of people who are having success with email, for example. So the question to ask yourself here is, what if this feeling stuck is just about being too stuck in your own head and you just need some outside perspective, right? And if you're hearing this and you are quietly recognizing yourself in this, then the next step isn't to go after another strategy or a late night rebrand session, okay? It's not to burn it all down. It's to get honest with yourself about that drama goblin in your head and look at what's really happening in your business and to gain some confidence and some clarity around it. And that is exactly what my SWAN marketing audit and treasure map will help you have. That is the main goal that we want to get you to, is having clarity and confidence about what it is that you are doing and how you are feeling about what you are doing. So we're going to strip away the noise. We're going to strip away the assumptions. We're going to strip away the maybe it's this and the guesswork. And we're going to look at what's really blocking momentum analytically with the data, through your copy, through your social media, through your website, through all of the different channels, through your strategy, right? And I'm going to give back to you the confidence to make clear, confident decisions that you can trust. And that trust is going to make you feel like you can finally get some momentum, that you're going somewhere. And it's ultimately going to help you feel safe in your business again and in your life, because everything emanates outward, doesn't it? So I don't just look at your marketing like a checklist of tactics. I'm going to be looking at your thinking, your positioning, your decisions, and I'm going to be looking at the goals that you say that you want and how that's playing out with what you are actually doing online and in your business support systems, right? I've worked with enough creative business owners so that I can usually quickly see the real bottleneck between what's happening with you and with the momentum. And I can translate that into clear and simple next steps so that you can take action on what you need to do right away in the chronological order and give you a priority. Because so many times business owners, they don't know what to focus on next, or they don't know what's the most important thing. We're going to be looking at the metrics that matter, and we're going to look at them in a focused and strategic way so that you can move forward and you can get unstuck. Right now, you can still get the one-on-one consult included in the $300 audit, which means that you don't get clarity on paper. You get real-time help translating what I find into what to do next for your specific business. After this Friday, June 5th, 2026, that consult is going to become an add-on with an additional fee. So if you've been sitting in stuck mode and you've been listening to me and you think this might be right for you, this is the moment that you can get in where you can get both the map and my one-on-one guidance in one move, lovely guts. So act now. 2 days left. After this, the audit is going to be a slideshow with a recorded review of what I found. And the one-on-one consult, as I said, is going to be additional because my time is limited. So spots are limited for this. All right. So I hope that you found that useful. I hope that you are now thinking of ways to help yourself feel safer in your business, to get more clarity on what it is that you're doing, to look at the ways that you can take back some control and maybe make a few spreadsheets to do that. And considering getting some outside help for some outside perspective on what it is that you are doing. I am here to help you if you are in need. This is exactly what I would love to help you do. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, please let me know by leaving a hex yeah on the YouTube video or on any of Hexotica's social media channels. I will see you next week. Until then, have a great week. Work hard on your business, but not too hard. Take care. Bye.